what is up guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing something really different. So as you guys already know, I've been meaning to actually do a deck profile video, and particularly I've already hinted that it would be World Chalice. So with that being said, here is my World Chalice deck. Well, more so the core now, because of the fact that it was once actually taken apart because the ban list eventually hit it at one point. So because of that, I kind of just put the deck away in my binder, and I thought, you know what, why not actually give a go at bringing back the actual deck itself. So here I am today actually showing you a vid or a whole process in which I actually rebuild the deck, and hopefully it could actually work out in this particular format. It is definitely very different from what it used to be in the past, the way I used to play it, but this time I am actually implementing a lot of different things here because there are a lot of new cards that are actually being added on. For example, the code breakers are actually one of the cards that were not previously in my deck because I actually put away my deck long before the code breakers actually came out. So when the code breakers were actually announced, it definitely did make some sort of impact, at least for me, to consider the fact that maybe it could actually work in the World Chalice deck itself. However, with that being said, this is not going to be a scripted video or anything. This is really just me freestyling, so hopefully this actually does go well, because unlike an actual deck profile, I have no idea what's going to happen here. And even with test hands, I could easily just, shuffle up my deck and play around with things, and that's great. But for this here, I'm literally just going to be building a deck, so this could take a long time. Hopefully it isn't a long video or anything like that, because just prior to me actually doing this video, or at least for the past few days now, I have actually done a bit of testing and playing around. So this was recently actually a particular one turn. It took me one turn, and this was how many resources I actually used in this entire turn. So I was actually just testing out the deck itself, and yeah, it's great because in one turn I managed to use this many cards, which is quite amazing. But I am definitely going to be trying out quite a few different things. So let me just give you a run through of what I've actually already done itself. So basically what I've done is I have actually built kind of like a small core of some sort, or a deck of some sort for the main deck itself. Whereas the extra deck, I have no idea what to actually put in the extra deck. It's either too much or it's either too less, and it does make it quite a predicament. Now in this particular case, the way I did things was that I actually built my deck, and I had a bunch of extra deck cards, including the ones you see over here, all just stacked up on the side. And basically what I did was I tried out a test hand with my actual deck itself. So I essentially just played things out as I would normally with the cards that I had available with me, and essentially I would play out my combos, and I would actually take upon the different extra deck cards that I actually needed for the particular combo or the particular opening hand that I did. And this was pretty much what I came to. I came to the fact that I actually would have needed all of these particular extra tech cards to actually just go for one turn, and I was actually able to produce a combo of some sorts that gave us pretty much all of these cards here. Now of course the Metaltron is not actually Metaltron. The Metaltron is meant to be my Nightmare Unicorn, so I just haven't sleeved it up and added it there yet. But the Zephyr Metaltron is meant to be an actual Nightmare Unicorn here, so that is a new addition that I've actually been attempting, and it is actually working in the deck itself. However, with that being said, here are obviously some spare cards, I guess, and these are kind of like just not added in the deck just yet, so even Instant Fusion, Foolish Burial Goods, and Codebreaker 0 Day, Guard Dragon Reincarnation. So these are like new options that I've actually considered into the deck. It's never been attempted before, so definitely going to be quite fun. They are great extenders, of course, and can work as great key components for big combos later down the line. So I'm just going to also chuck them into the deck itself. It's definitely way more than 40 cards in the deck, that's for sure. But you know, as I'm playing along, I'll realize what cards I'll probably need to take out to make the deck a bit more consistent, and at the same time I'll also start to understand what cards I actually need in the extra deck. Now in the past I have actually done a build a deck with me video before, where you guys have actually seen me build my Sacred Beast deck after opening the structure deck. However, the thought process that went into building Sacred Beast is very different to the process of me building World Chalice. Keep in mind, I can't just use the same style of deck building in Sacred Beast and World Chalice. They're both very different decks. Sacred Beast is all about going for specific plays that will get you a board all set up, whereas with World Chalice, the combos are so spontaneous, and it's just crazy with the different interactions you could do that you can't just consistently work on one thing. You have to keep doing playtesting to adjust things, whereas with Sacred Beast you can't really do test hands to determine what you actually need for the deck. You need to actually build an essential core itself, whereas for World Chalice I have the experience already with the deck. I've built the deck before, I know at least the general gist of it, and I know that I need specific cards for the core skeleton of the deck. And a few of these other extra add-ons are also just experimentation, just to see if things work or not. So with that being said, I'm going to be resorting this back out again, and we're just going to try out some different test hands, and as we go along we're going to adjust it through and determine which cards we actually need in the extra deck. Keep in mind, all of these cards are candidates for the extra deck as well, so it is definitely going to be quite interesting. And the main deck right now is pretty much going to be about 50 different cards as well or something. We also have this new addition here, Lib, the World Key Blade Master, so it's going to be fun to hopefully pull this off. In that particular combo I did there, or that particular test hand I did there, I actually was unable to bring out Lib, unfortunately. So hopefully we do bring her out, but in this particular case I'm just going to sort out everything. Alright, so here's our opening test hand, just a bit of an experimentation. We're going to try and play out a hand and see how many cards we actually can use from the extra deck itself, and it pretty much gives us a general idea of what we actually need to get for our extra deck, and of course same thing applies for the cards in our hand or in our deck itself. So we opened up here with the World Legacy Sorrow. I actually decided to tech this card in because of the fact that you're going to have plenty of co-linked monsters anyway, so with World Legacy Sorrow it's essentially a free negate, so why not just play it, right? So I set it there, but technically it is a brick in some sort of way because now we have to work with just 4 cards, but that's okay, you know, we could easily still work with just 4 cards, it's not a big deal. So we could set that, and we have these 4 here. As you can see, I do have the Draconet, absolutely amazing of course, because now we could actually go for Draconet. Great card to actually just start us off because we could bring out any level 2 or lower normal monster from our hand or deck. So we have Shine Ball already in hand, but let's actually just go for our where are you? Our World Chalice, Crowned by the World Chalice. Now, if I actually had Transmodify in my hand, with Draconet, I actually bring out the Mystical Shine Ball, and then I use Transmodify on my Mystical Shine Ball to bring out Venus, and then Venus will pretty much just allow me to combo off, and that happened in the previous test hand I did off screen. But in this particular case, we don't have Transmodify, so there's no need to bring out another Shine Ball because they could be brought out anyway with Venus. So we're just going to bring out Crowned by the World Chalice, and that will definitely be a great start for now. So what we're going to do is we're essentially just going to link it away. So let's figure out, what do we actually want to link away? Well, we have Crowned by the World Chalice, so I'm just gonna remove this and we're gonna link away first and bring out maybe, let's see, I was thinking actually bring out Link Spider. So we're gonna bring out Link Spider, and then after that we're gonna use Link Spider to special summon out our Mystical Shine Ball, and from that Mystical Shine Ball can link away, allowing us to then go for our Imduk. So with that, we have Imduk on the field now, and please just you know, try to follow along with the field. I mean, I don't have any center markers. I guess I'll just use one for proxy right now. I'll just set this as the center marker right there, and that way you don't get too confused about that. But yeah, this is essentially our field. So we're going to take the Imduk now, and we're going to take the Draconet, and yeah, let's actually just, no, actually, you know what, we can use Imduk's effect to allow us to do the extra normal summon, because we luckily drew into our World Chalice. So we're going to normal summon it out by attributing it off. We're going to bring it all the way back here, and I think that's definitely quite fine, because with now that being said, Imduk can now special summon out the Lee from our hand, allowing us to then special summon out Lee. So Lee will allow us to add whatever, I guess, World Chalice card we actually want from our deck to our hand. So let's figure out what kind of monster do we actually want in this particular case. Do you want to bring out Chosen, or do you want to bring out maybe Guard Dragon or Beckon? I'm thinking let's bring out Beckon, because it's the only card that actually doesn't have any searches, whereas with Chosen and with Guard Dragon, I could easily just summon it out via the World Chalice effect. So let's just go with that for the time being, and this looks quite nice actually. So let's see, what can I do in this particular scenario? Well, I wanted to bring out something that allows us to point arrows, but I'm not too sure now. I'm thinking I want to take Lee, or maybe not Lee, maybe we'll take Draconet, and we'll take our World Chalice and link them away, and this will technically allow us to go for our Ib, the World Chalice Princess. And yeah, with that being said, we now have World Chalice's effect, allowing us to then summon out our other resources from the deck, which is definitely quite fantastic, of course. So in this case, we have the option to bring out, firstly, Guard Dragon's definitely coming out, but at the same time, we could also bring out another Lee if we wanted to, or we could bring out our Chosen. It's definitely up to us as to what you actually want to bring out, but hey, we're just definitely going to try out different things here. So in this case, let's bring out our World Chalice Guard Dragon, and we'll bring out Chosen. Now let's actually see what we could actually do here. In this case, I am kind of a bit iffy on what we can do, because of the fact that we have this Link Spider, which is kind of like taking up the space in some sort of manner. So I want to get rid of the Link Spider in some sort of way. I thought maybe I would actually go for the Link Spider. We'll take Lee, we'll take the Guard Dragon, and we'll take the Chosen. And these 4 cards will allow us to go for our yugioh. So we're going to bring it to the other side, and now we have to shuffle our deck. So we're going to draw 4 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, no, 1, 2, 3, and 4, sorry. So let me just remove the camera back again. So here's the 4 cards we drew into, and we have to return 4 back to the bottom. Now, technically this card is still in our hands, so we do have the option to technically bring it back if we put it back if we wanted to. Now, Emergency is actually now pointless because of the fact that we actually brought out Chosen. So had I actually brought out a second copy of Lee, that might have actually been the better choice, because the Emergency Teleport that's drawn now could have summoned out the Chosen. So that's kind of like a misplay on my part, but I will punish myself. I'm not going to like give the benefit of the doubt. I am definitely just going to put it there. So the Emergency Teleport will go back now, but it was one of the cards that I wanted to tech into the deck, and it seemed to work to some kind of degree. Now, I do like Gameciel, but unfortunately, well, actually we could put Guard Dragon back to the deck first. That's for sure, so that's number 2. So now we have 1 more to put back. So do you want to put back Beckoned, World Legacy, Gameciel, or Rescue Ferret? Well, Ferret is actually very good in this situation because we have yugioh's effect, but Gameciel unfortunately is not going to go off because we don't have Kyoto Waterfront. And yes, I am actually playing 3 copies of Kyoto Waterfront, or at least I'm testing it out for the time being in the deck just to see if it can work or not. And if that was on the field with the Gameciel, that would be quite a powerful combo, and that did actually happen in the previous test hand as well. I managed to pull off the Gameciel onto the field and have pretty much infinite negates, which is absolutely amazing. But we're going to put that as the final card back. So now we have here the Rescue Ferret. So in this case here, we have the Rescue Ferret, allowing us to summon out some sort of monsters, whatever we want. So firstly, I'm going to use yugioh's effect, special summon out the Rescue Ferret, and now I use Ferret's effect, allowing it to shuffle itself back into the deck, and pretty much summon out 2 monsters, I believe, with levels that equal 6. So that is definitely going to be quite nice here. So let's see what 2 monsters allow us to bring back. We can't bring out the World Chalice Dragon because it's a 1 and we don't have any 5s. Let's see, what can we do here? Now, technically you could summon more than 2 monsters as long as they add up to 6. So if you bring out Guard Dragon, if you bring out Draconet, and if you bring out Shine Ball, that's technically 3 monsters, which is pretty nice. We could also bring out the World Chalice, but not my desire. You could bring out Venus, which is also fantastic, but you would need to bring out with the Draconet. Definitely great options here. I was also thinking about the Code Breaker 0 Day as well, but we don't need it right now. So I'm going to bring out Venus as one of the options, which means we have the option to bring out a 2 and a 1, or if we wanted to bring out a 3 like Draconet. Now I don't want to waste the Shine Balls because the Shine Balls could technically be summoned out, so we're going to bring out Lee, and we're going to bring out the World Chalice Guard Dragon, and that would be quite nice. So we technically brought out 3 monsters whose levels equals 6, which is fantastic, by the way. So in this case now we have quite a few options available for us. So I'm thinking, what can we go for in this particular case? Well, we have here Avramax, which is definitely quite a nice card, but I'm not sure if we could actually pull that off just yet. We do have the Codebreaker Virus Berserker, and where's the other Codebreaker? Virus Swordsman as well, so that would be fantastic. So I'm thinking maybe we should go for that. Let's see, so 2 effect monsters, that could actually work for now. So maybe I'll bring out Venus on this side, and we're going to take the Lee, and we're going to take our World Chalice Guard Dragon. We're going to send them to the graveyard and link summon out our Virus Swordsman. So it's co-linked with the yugioh. This will pretty much allow us to special summon out Codebreaker 0 Day from our deck. So where are you now? I'm going to bring it out here. To a zone a link monster points to, Ib points to here, or yugioh points to anywhere. I mean, this combo is definitely going off. So we have 0 Day and we have our Virus Swordsman, allowing us to go for our Codebreaker Virus Berserker. Make sure it's code-linked to the yugioh, and you pretty much again get to bring back 2. We have here yugioh and in both spots here, so that's great. We could bring them back out, and as you can see here, our field looks absolutely amazing. So in this particular case, maybe what I'll do is I'll keep this on this side, and I'll keep this here. So now we have these 2 cards, and we link it away. This will pretty much allow us to bring out to our Avramax. So that's great, that's fantastic. So from that, what else can we actually do here? So now that we have Avramax out on the board, what we can do is we have Ib's effect, allowing us to summon out our Beckoned. Look at that, I mean, that's amazing, right? We're doing really well. We haven't even used Pot of Avarice, so I'm actually going to show you a bit of a spoiler for the deck since we're technically just testing things out. So we have Transmodify, we have Mystical Shine Balls yet to be used. We have Kyoto Waterfront, 3 copies of it, the World Legacy spell cards. We have Exodius, which hasn't been used yet. We have Swing of Memories, which is kind of like an extra monster reborn. Just a plethora of different options. Pot of Avarice, so if we drew into that, that would have been crazy. But, you know, it's great options available. Great extenders, absolutely love it. But right now I have our Avramax, which is also boosted by yugioh as well, which is fantastic, alongside the Virus Berserker as well. So let's see, maybe we could take our Codebreaker 0 Day, and we could take our Beckoned, and this could allow us to link summon. And maybe we'll link summon and go for a link 2 for the time being. So let's see here, let's go for our Phoenix. From that, what we could do next is we could then, let's see here, we have Venus, so we'll use Venus's effect. We're gonna pay 500, bring out a Shine Ball. We're gonna link the Shine Ball with the Phoenix, should we? No? we can take Shine Ball and we could link it with the Codebreaker Virus Berserker. And let's go for link 4. So our next link 4 that we can go for, maybe we could go for, let's see, what kind of link 4s can we actually go for? I mean, technically, we could go for our, let's see, what can we actually go for? I'm actually really thinking about this. So say I wanted to actually bring out the Abomination. In that case, let's see, I mean, either way you could use the Shine Ball first, go into maybe your second copy of the Imduk, and then take the Imduk with the Virus Berserker and pretty much just link them away, allowing you to go for your Unchained Abomination. Absolutely stunning, of course. We could take our Venus, and then we'll bring out our third copy of our, well, final copy of our Shine Ball in our deck, and summon it out, use the Shine Ball with the Phoenix, and together they pretty much will allow you to go for your Tri-Gate Wizard, which is amazing because right now we have 2 co-linked together, which is great. So we just need one more, and it's a different option here. So maybe instead of me actually going for the with the Phoenix before, I could have went for the Cerberus instead, just to open up the zone. So you definitely got to be careful here. So we'll keep Phoenix there just in case, and Venus runs out of targets, but that's fine because check this out, in our graveyard we also have here our World Chalice Guard Dragon, so we could banish it off, special summon back any of our normal monsters. So we bring back Beckend, and then we take Beckend and we take Phoenix and link those 2 away. Different names, of course, allowing us to go for our Nightmare Phoenix. So from that, we pretty much just brought out a really big field here of 4 different link 4s, well, 3 different link 4s. We have a Nightmare Phoenix, which protects everyone here co-linked from battle, at least these 4 here. The Abomination not so much. And we also have over here our Tri-Gate Wizard, which gives us a negate, which is absolutely amazing. Now, of course, this is quite a vulnerable kind of combo, but keep in mind this is just one of many that I could potentially go for. But you see, just off this one test hand alone, or this one experimental test hand that is, we kind of figured out what kind of cards we need for our extra deck, and it gives us the basis to understand how this deck would be built. So here's the cards in our graveyard. You know, we have so this was just the field center, and yeah, we have this too because it's co-linked. So technically we have 2 negates off that board. We have the Tri-Gate Wizard, and we also have the Sorrow as well, which is also a counter spell or counter trap card. Very powerful indeed. But yeah, these are pretty much what we have, and yeah, it's all fantastic. We have here, let's see, how many do we have? 5 over here. We have another 5 over here, and we have 2 over here. So we managed to use 12 different extra deck cards, and now we have had to fill up the space for 3 more. So it's completely up to me. Now in the previous test hands, I've actually managed to use these 3 as well, this being the Nightmare Unicorn. So technically I would have a complete deck, but this is just one of the ways that I actually build a deck, particularly with decks like World Chalice. Now, another example of a deck that might use this same style of building, or deck building in this case, would be DDDs. I don't build DDDs the same way I build Sacred Beast, but I do build DDDs the exact same way that I build World Chalice, because of the fact that both decks are just very combo oriented, and I just put a bunch of cards into a deck here, a random deck that is, of over 40 cards, close to 50 cards, and I'm pretty much just experimenting, playing out the test hands, seeing what cards I actually need. So I hope you guys actually gain something out of this, where it's just another variant or another technique I use to actually build my decks, and this version is going to work very well for combo heavy decks, just like World Chalice in this case. And if you play DDDs, that could work as well. Borderline could work for Cosmos, depending on how you build them. But yeah, as you can see, it's definitely a fun process as opposed to just building a basic skeleton and setting that up. But yeah, if that's the case here, if you guys enjoyed this video, definitely drop a like, also share this video. I will definitely be doing several more test hands on this, just to get an understanding of what I need, just to understand what bricks, what doesn't, and see which of these cards here are worth keeping, to keep a minimum of 40 cards in the deck itself, or at least keep a maximum to 40 as well. I don't want to go above and beyond. I just want to keep what's actually necessary out there. But yeah, with that being said, definitely subscribe if you want to see more videos just like this, and let me know your thoughts. How do you build your decks? Do you actually build it the exact same way? But I think that's pretty much enough for today, so I hope you all have a fantastic day,